Hi, I'm Shilda Ismail and you are watching Kini News. We enter the second day of this 1MDB criminal trial of Najib Abdul Razak at the Kuala Lumpur High Court. Najib faces 21 charges of money laundering and 4 charges of abuse of power for allegedly receiving illegal transfers of at least 2.3 billion ringgit between 2011 and 2014. The sixth witness, Batu Kawan UMNO Division Chief Muhammad Nur Ahmad, revealed that he received a cheque worth 100,000 ringgit as a contribution to the division from Najib on August 6, 2013. The cheque is the subject matter of one of the 21 charges of money laundering against Najib. The witness, when cross-examined by Defence Counsel Muhammad Shafi'i Abdullah, agreed to the lawyer's suggestion that the Malays in Penang were among the less fortunate in the country compared to other states, and the funds received were used to conduct activities to help those in need in the constituency. So how much would you pay for a Facebook page and a weekly publication? How does 246,000 ringgit sound? That's how much former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak paid in 2013. However, because it was Najib, special measures were taken to make sure the cheques didn't make it on the internet. Former Political Secretary Wong Nai Chi testified that Najib did not issue cheques directly to 2 entities to prevent it from being circulated on Facebook. During examination in chief, the fifth witness told lead prosecutor Gopal Sri Ram that the cheques were instead issued to activist Lim Soon Peng, and he relayed them to Akademi Kewartawanan and Informasi, an AD network. The first recipient is involved in the publication of a Chinese weekly, while AD Network is the administrator of the Ah Jib Gor Facebook page. According to lead defence counsel Muhammad Shafi'i Abdullah, Najib is more of a victim of being misled by fugitive business person Joe Low.
Yeah, this is what I want to know. The fact that he's not here, the fact that who are you going to call to say there is collusion? Okay, I can guess, but let's wait for perhaps on the 3rd, the start of something new.
Yesterday, Shafi'i said he was skeptical of the prosecution's ability to nail Najib on money laundering charges. Commenting on the prosecution's opening statement, he claimed that it does not matter where the money the former premier spent came from. Instead, Shafi'i stressed what mattered in the case is whether Najib knew that the funds that ended up in his account originated from 1MDB. The Prime Minister's wife, Dr. Siti Hasmah Muhammad Ali, has been discharged after she was hospitalized for mild food poisoning. According to a statement released by the Prime Minister's office, she was allowed to leave the Prince Court Medical Centre, where she was admitted since Monday. The PMO also shared a photograph of Siti Hasmah leaving the hospital at around 2 p.m. today. The food poisoning meant she was unable to join Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad on his 3-day official visit to Vietnam, which concluded yesterday. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Now, seriously, who's telling the truth and who's lying? According to the Perak government, they did not lie about tax exemption for the purchase of 16 Toyota Camry sedans at a State Assembly sitting last July. Menteri Besar Ahmad Faizal Azumu said the claim by Perak opposition leader Sarani Muhammad that the government had lied was simply not true. This is how he explained it. He said, if the state government had given the information that they had, but the information was inaccurate, that isn't considered lying. It's only the act of giving inaccurate information that might have been given by an officer and so on. This comes after Esko Asmuni Awi told the State Assembly sitting that the state government paid 109,000 ringgit for each car, resulting in cost savings of 81,000 ringgit through a tax rebate. However, a statement from the Finance Ministry last Tuesday said otherwise. According to the ministry, it had never received any application from the Perak government nor giving it duty or tax exemption on the procurement of the Toyota Camry CBU units. It's Hari Merdeka this Saturday. How patriotic do you think you are? And how much do you know about Malaysia? You can find out by going to Malaysia Kini to take a very special quiz called Malaysia O-Meter. This is a fun and informative special page that the Malaysia Kini News Lab team designed in conjunction with Merdeka. Here are some sample questions. What is featured on the Sabah coat of arms? When did Sarawak achieve self-governance? When in Malaysia can find the male Sumatran rhino? Well, try answering that in our comments section below without looking up the answers on the internet. We want to know how good you are. Also, try taking the quiz several times to get questions. Also, let us know what other questions you think should be added to the quiz. Malaysia is no stranger to protests and demonstrations. Here, it's oftentimes relatively peaceful and it usually lasts a couple of hours and even the longest, not more than 2 days in recent years. But the situation in Hong Kong is turning out to be very different.
China rotated troops from its People's Liberation Army garrison in Hong Kong on Thursday, days before protesters planned to hold a march calling for full democracy for the Chinese-ruled city after 3 months of demonstrations that has seen violent episodes. State news agency Xinhua cited the People's Liberation Army garrison in the territory as saying that China's military will make even greater, quote, new contributions to maintaining Hong Kong's prosperity and stability. Observers estimate the Hong Kong garrison numbers between 8,000 and 10,000 troops split between bases in southern China and a network of former British Army barracks in Hong Kong. China has denounced the protest and accused the United States and Britain of interfering with its affairs in Hong Kong. It has sent clear warnings that forceful intervention is possible. The protests come as Hong Kong faces its first recession in a decade, with all its pillars of growth under stress. Unrest escalated in mid-June over a now suspended extradition bill that would have allowed people to be sent to mainland China for trial in Communist Party-controlled courts.
As Puerto Rico braces for a hurricane, US President Donald Trump is causing a storm of his own with comments on the US territory.
United States President Donald Trump lashed out at Puerto Rico on Wednesday, calling it, quote, one of the most corrupt places on earth, before an approaching hurricane skirted the U.S. territory, stirring up memories of previous devastating storms. Some here are still recovering from the powerful hurricanes that slammed the archipelago in 2017, claiming the lives of some 3,000 people.
Supposedly we're going to get a lot of rain, strong wind, they say 70 miles per hour. This is a lot, and we have to protect ourselves.
Trump, who approved an emergency declaration for the island late on Tuesday evening, fired off a verbal broadside against Puerto Rico's leaders on Twitter early on Wednesday, saying, quote, Puerto Rico is one of the most corrupt places on earth. Their political system is broken and their politicians are either incompetent or corrupt. Congress approved billions of dollars last time, more than any place else has ever gotten, and it is sent to crooked polls. No good, end quote. Trump has a history of disputes with Puerto Rico's leaders after coming under heavy criticism for a tepid response to the 2017 disasters on the island of more than 3 million people.
And here are several other news highlights from today. That's all from us today. For more, log on to KiniTV.com. You can always follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news. I'm Shilda Ismail. Thank you for watching.